Her voice cracked through the kitchen like a blade the moment she walked in from work. "The leeching is over," she said. No hesitation, no tremor, just cold triumph. "From now on, we're keeping separate bank accounts." I didn't look up from the cutting board. The knife kept its rhythm, slicing through the tomato skin with quiet precision. A small smile tugged at her lips, the kind people wear when they think they've finally outsmarted someone who never bothered to fight back. I simply nodded. I could feel her watching me, waiting for an argument, something, anything. But I gave her nothing. Silence is an exquisite punishment, more painful than shouting, more revealing than questions. She exhaled, disappointed that I hadn't cracked. Then she turned away, humming. Humming? That was new. It told me everything I needed to know. People only hum when they believe they've already won. My phone buzzed in my pocket. One vibration. A message. A picture. Not from her. From him, her coworker. The picture was grainy, taken through a window. Two silhouettes pressed too close in a dim office. Her hand on his chest. His mouth on her neck. My throat didn't tighten. My eyes didn't sting. I only felt something settle inside me. An emotion so quiet, so calm, it felt like the surface of a frozen lake. I locked my phone, placed it face down on the counter. She walked by again. She kissed the top of my head, absent-minded, careless. That was the moment I realized she had already left me, long before she said a single word. And she thought I hadn't noticed, but I had. And now she had just given me the perfect excuse to step away from the fire she'd been building around me for months. Separate accounts? Good. She would need them, soon. People assume betrayal arrives like an explosion, but mine arrived like a whisper. Little things at first, late nights she couldn't explain, showers taken the moment she came home, receipts from restaurants she never visited with me, a perfume I didn't wear clinging to her clothes. I watched it all unfold in silence. I learned long ago that silence makes liars bold, comfortable, sloppy. She started slipping. A changed password, a hidden notification, a sudden defensiveness around her phone. The worst part wasn't the cheating, it was how she spoke to me between those secret touches she thought I didn't know about. "You don't understand ambition," she said once. "Some people want more than this. This, our life, our partnership, me." She wasn't just stepping out of the marriage, she was stepping on it. But I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I pretended the seams weren't splitting, even as I traced every thread she was pulling loose. I played the fool, smiled where expected, answered softly, agreed when unnecessary. I let her believe the illusion she needed to feel powerful. I let her think she held the reins. And the funny part? She actually believed it. The investigation began with a single simple decision. Stop reacting, start observing. I monitored our finances, not because of the money, because money always leads somewhere. She had 2 new charges, a hotel downtown and a high-end spa she never mentioned. I checked the hotel logs. Her ID was used twice, both times while I was away visiting my brother. Predictable. Her phone records, easy to obtain when you know how to read metadata, showed repeated late-night calls to a number saved as HR Department. She forgot one thing. HR doesn't call at midnight, but he did. Her coworker, the man rumored to be helpful, supportive, a good listener. He listened too closely, and she let him. I watched them from afar once, not stalking, just confirming. He brushed hair from her face in a way no coworker should. She laughed in a tone she never used with me anymore. I stood there 10 feet away, and neither of them noticed. That was when my anger dissolved. Not ignited, not flared, dissolved. Because when you see the truth with your own eyes, you stop hoping for anything better. So I planned, calmly, quietly, meticulously. I requested access to her work schedule, cross-checked it with travel receipts, even had the hotel provide security footage. Her betrayal wasn't an accident. It was a routine, a habit, a decision. So when she told me she wanted separate bank accounts, I didn't flinch. Let her believe she was cutting me off. She had no idea she was severing her own lifeline. The truth arrived disguised as an envelope on a Tuesday. Plain, thin, unassuming. Inside, the hotel records, the security images, the time-stamped card swipes, and a printed transcript of her late-night calls. I placed the envelope on the dining table. She walked in. She saw it. She knew. Her face drained. "What's that?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I slid the envelope toward her with one finger. My hand didn't shake. My breathing didn't hitch. She opened it, and the world around her collapsed. Her lips parted. Her eyes widened. Her hands trembled so violently the papers fluttered onto the floor. "I can explain," she stammered. I nodded once. "Go on." She had no explanation, only panic, guilt, shock. The truth sat between us, cold, heavy, undeniable. I didn't raise my voice, didn't accuse, didn't yell. I simply watched her come apart, piece by fragile piece. Sunday arrived like a blade. As always, her parents came for lunch, unaware of the storm their daughter had built and I had quietly contained. Everything was perfect on the surface. Food plated, table set, kitchen spotless. She was pale, jittery, avoiding her mother's eyes. I didn't say a word. Then her mother walked into the kitchen and screamed. A sound so sharp it rattled something deep inside the walls. Because she saw what I'd left on the counter. The printed photographs, the hotel receipts, the embrace in the office. Her daughter's betrayal lined up like evidence in a courtroom. My wife rushed in behind her, face red, eyes wild. "How could you?" she cried. I tilted my head. "You said the leeching was over," I replied. I simply agreed. Her mother turned to her, horror spreading across her face. "You did this?" she whispered. My wife broke. Right there on the kitchen floor. Tears, choking sobs, excuses that didn't matter. I remained standing, steady as stone. Power, real power, is quiet. She tried to reach for me later, tried to touch my arm, tried to apologize, tried to explain the unexplainable. I stepped back, not with anger, with clarity. Because there is a moment when love dies, not loudly, not violently, but with a silent click, like a door closing in the next room. That door had closed weeks ago, maybe months. I packed a single bag, left the house before evening. She called after me, voice cracking. "Please, don't go." I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Some truths don't need to be spoken aloud. And some endings don't need witnesses. As I walked away, I felt nothing. No grief, no rage, no regret. Only freedom. The final thought that crossed my mind was simple, cold, and true. She ended us long before I walked out the door.